One, just one note. A single wrong note in a piece of music. That's all it takes to destroy a music masterpiece. You didn't expect that, did you? That single note, that catastrophe, that is the sound of 376,000 deaths in 2021.
On the days where I have a 10 out of 10 pain, my husband usually stays home with me, and we try to navigate the pain together, and he helps me. It's excruciating.
It literally feels like somebody's grabbed a knife and is jabbing you into that body part to the beat of your own heart. So every time your heart beats, that knife gets jabbed into whatever body part it's affecting at the time.
I remember when I was young and the nurses used to say, "Oh, do you have pins and needles?" And I'll say, "Yeah, I've got pins and needles." And now I'm growing up thinking, bro, pins and needles are nothing compared to what we go through, bro. It's just excruciating pain. It's like a crushing sort of pain, different kind of pain in your body. You can have crisis in your legs, arms, anywhere where blood flows in your body, which is everywhere, you can have a crisis. I've had one in my face, legs, hands, everywhere. Do you know what I'm saying? And you know, bro, the pain that we go through when we have a crisis, like the only treatment for that would be something like, unfortunately, things like morphine.
I'm sorry, but I just have to change the tone of this video. You see, this video was meant to be one of those science explainer videos, but I just have to change it. Those were videos of people with sickle cell disease, and I watched a lot of them before handpicking those three. To be honest, I am devastated. You know, when I make videos, I usually ask myself, what's the purpose? Why am I making this? And for this I wrote, the idea is not to replace or blame your parents. The idea is not to blame your parents, but to identify the problem and look for a solution. I had this visual metaphor in my head that if the screen of your phone gets broken, you go to repair it. The first question the repairman asks is, what is wrong with your phone? And you would say, my screen is broken, you know. So my idea was, finding the problem is not a bad thing. It takes knowing the problem to fix it. You know, I had read a lot of books, I had done the research, but those stories were painful to me. So I've decided to leave that and just say other things. But before I show you that, I wanted to explain how I want to show you how I explain sickle cell disease, because I did travel a lot to get to that shot. So yeah. It is called sickle cell disease, SCD for short, and it is exactly that. One wrong note in your DNA, one single letter is swapped for another in your genetic code. The letter A is replaced by T, which makes your red blood cells have this shape, a sickle, hence sickle cell disease. And for that reason, 376,000 people died in 2021. You know, I've always wondered why some people can smoke for years and years and never get lung cancer, while someone else has just 1 year stint and ends up in chemotherapy with scheduled time to keep their affairs in order. It's strange, really. It's the question, why me? What is happening to me? You know, losing a job, getting a terrible job, not finding love, getting a terrible partner, losing a loved one, being poor, or not having friends. Everyone asks it, why do others have it easier? Why wasn't I born in a better situation? It's the question that unites us together as humans. You know, while researching, I came across a quote that took me aback. Paul Berg, a Nobel Prize winning biochemist, said, "I start with the premise that all human diseases is genetic." It sounded very reductive at first, but the closer I looked, the more I saw. You know, he argued that if you want to understand why people get sick, differently from the same exposure, like the lung cancer, you have to look at their genes. Yes, most diseases are not purely inherited, but how a disease manifests and how it severely affects you is partly driven by each person's genetic background. Say you have BRCA1 and BRCA2 mutations in your gene as a woman, you have up to 85% lifetime risk of breast cancer compared to roughly 12% in general population. I recently made a YouTube short explaining that if both your parents have an allergy, you have up to a 75% chance of getting an allergy too. And that allergy is not necessarily the same as your parents. It's really weird, isn't it? I began to look at this through a psychological lens as well. Our actions and behavior are largely influenced by our experience in childhood, which are mostly shaped by our parents or guardians. Our perspective on relationship, both platonic and romantic, is heavily influenced by our early attachment to our guardians. There is a joke that all your therapy does is tell you everything your parents did is everything is your parents' fault, and now you have to fix it. Do you know the biggest predictor of success is not hard work or conscientiousness or being smart? It's your socio-economic status of origin. Where you're born, to whom, and in what country dwarfs almost everything else predicting your lifetime outcome. No matter how smart you are, the chances of being the next Bill Gates or the next Nobel Prize winner is extremely low if you're born in a developing country. Being a billionaire is easier if your parents were millionaires. Now, of course, there are some outliers, but outliers are not normal, else they would not be outliers. Now, the point is that all of this has been decided for you by your parents from 4 bits. I'm not saying you should push the blame onto your parents. What I am saying is that you should not beat yourself up. If you are asking why others have it easier, sometimes it's the actions of your parents, sometimes it's the environment, and sometimes you just don't know, and it's okay not to know. What matters is that we acknowledge the problem so we know what to start fixing, so we do not continue to create the same cycle for our children. It is your responsibility to take actions and try to fix things. Now, this video started with a poem by Philip Larkin acknowledging that our parents fill us with faults even when they never meant to. But I say that we can choose to the best of our ability not to do the same. Fix what you can and let go of what you can't. I think that's just it. Thank you for watching, and let's wonder.